What's going on, guys? It's me, Troi, and I'm here giving another video. I'm kind of squatting here because I'm trying to get some natural light before it gets dark, okay? So I'm going to share with you guys two books that I just finished reading, and that's really just all I'm going to do. The first book that I finished was Unnatural Causes by P.D. James. This is the third book in her Adam Dalgliesh series, and I got to say that I'm super excited to read the fourth book. Like, I know exactly where it is. I just don't want to pay the money to get it, so I just might as well order it online for $5 instead and wait for it to come in instead. But I'm trying to hold myself back from going to the bookstore and spending, what, $14, $15 for the next book. Anyway, that aside, I'm going to read the synopsis. So, Maurice Seton was a famous mystery writer, but no murder he ever invented was more grisly than his own death. When his corpse is found in a drifting boat, with both hands chopped off at the wrist, ripples of horror spread among his bizarre circle of friends. Now it's up to brilliant Scotland Yard Inspector Adam Dalgliesh and his extraordinary aunt to uncover the shocking truth behind the writer's death sentence before the plot takes another murderous turn. So basically, Maurice Seton and Adam Dalglish's wife both reside in this small seaside community. In this community are a host of different writers featuring writers who write within different categories. You have a columnist, you have a romance, erotica writer, you have a thriller writer, and you have the victim's, what you would say, his secretary and housekeeper, who happens to transcribe a lot of his work. So there's a host of different suspects within this small writers community, this small seaside writers community. Now, as the synopsis states, the victim was found, well, his body was found inside of a boat, a floating boat with both hands chopped off at the wrist. P.D. James fleshes out a different motive for each of these particular suspects as to why they may or may not have a reason to have murdered this particular author. Now, without a doubt, P.D. James draws you in with her words. Like, she just has a way of pulling in atmosphere with her writing. You know, it's so crazy because, you know, I remember when I was reading this book previous to this, Mind to Murder, and although I loved her writing, I kind of feel like it was really kind of maybe trepid a little bit. You know, it was brilliant, nice writing, but at the same time it was moving kind of in a slow, languid fashion that it made it hard for me to really connect with the mystery. In Unnatural Causes, that was not the case at all. The writing was there, as always, drawing you into the atmosphere of the small town community, as well as going into the depths of each of the different characters. But it was there, but it was not languid at all. She kept me hooked page after page after page, and not necessarily so engrossed in the mystery itself. It really is, the writing just kept me reading. And just to add another layer to that, what I mean by that is that she has a way of doing dialogue that really begs the reader to double think what they're reading, to double think what these characters are really saying when they speak. And I absolutely love doing that with her works, because it's just like, I know that there's something so in-depth in there that I need to pay attention to as the reader. It may not pay off at the end, but it's something definitely there is special. But with that said, I did give this book 4 stars, because although everything was fantastic, I have to say, when it regards the mystery itself, I found it to be extremely convoluted. It's one of those mystery books where you get to the end, the villain reveals all the little performance techniques and things of that nature as to how they committed the crime, and you know, it's like, really, just, you did all that just to you know, fulfill, just to find some gratification in being the murderer of this victim. So it was kind of convoluted, but at the end of the day, she did deliver a very exciting final act within the book. And also, I love the fact that she did work a lot with Adam Dalglish's relationships, not only with his aunt, but also his relationship with his girlfriend that he left back in London. And there's a significant little plot twist that happens at the end of this book that really kind of excites me to go into the next book. So, as always, P.D. James, she can just pull you in, and there's always some depth to be had with her writing. Like, she is incredible to me. Convoluted mystery, but she knew how to draw me in as a reader. Like, her words, her craft, exceptional.